truly what the word evil means.
Years of child sexual abuse, manipulation, and extortion by one man is finally over for nearly 100 victims across the country.
Federal prosecutors here in Indianapolis say when they reviewed this is the worst case of child exploitation they have ever seen. So now, as a result, there's a man from Colorado that's headed to federal prison.
Our Ashton Hackman explains the disturbing case and how a survivor here in central Indiana helped lock up this child predator.
The number of victims of Austin Ryan Lawless is staggering. 84 children between 14 and 17 years old, one in nearly every U.S. state and 5 foreign countries.
Lawless enticed and compelled his victims to produce sexually explicit materials for him, materials he later commercially sold to others.
Federal prosecutors say between 2019 and 2023, Lawless extorted and exploited dozens of innocent victims, coercing them into creating sexually explicit photos and videos. He also trafficked at least 5 of his victims to engage in sex with adults while hiding behind his social media accounts. Actions that landed him 84 years in prison.
This is an equivalent life sentence. It was so important to the victims with whom we worked to know that he's never going to get out, that he will never be able to hurt another kid again.
Austin Ryan Lawless pleaded guilty in September to all of the horrific charges in this case. Federal prosecutors commend the courageous victims who came forward, including the one here in Indiana that ultimately led to Lawless's arrest.
Truly one of the worst cases of the sexual abuse of children, including online abuse of children, that I have seen.
Christina Karabov is a former federal prosecutor and has worked cases similar to this one. She says the number of predators out there is alarming.
It's imperative that people come forward to adults and to get help and to keep asking for help until they get what they need.
Help they need and help from the victims, helping to put a child predator in prison. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Investigators fear Lawless had countless more victims. There are resources for who to contact and other resources for sexual assault survivors with this story on WTHR.com.
Tonight here in Indianapolis, a Metro police officer are under arrest. He is accused of driving drunk. He is Officer Brian Gibson, and he's now charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated and operating a vehicle with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08 or higher. Supervisors say they smelled alcohol when he showed up for a scheduled administrative duty shift. He arrived in his personal vehicle. The chief, meantime, has since suspended him and also recommended that the Police Merit Board fire him.
Well, tonight we're learning new details about what happened to an 81-year-old man murdered in his home on the southeast side. His wife was also attacked but survived.
Their son was arrested for the crimes and now is charged with murder and also attempted murder. Our Brandon Schaff today spoke with the family as they process what happened.
A man faces charges for allegedly murdering his own father and injuring his mother at this home here on South Catherwood Avenue last week. Court documents revealing the disturbing details about what happened.
54-year-old Brian Pettigo is charged with murder, attempted murder, auto theft, and battery. According to court documents, Brian called someone on December 11th and confessed to murdering his father when that person alerted 911. Inside the house, police found a body wrapped in a rug on the living room floor, later identified as Brian's father, John. Brian's mother was sitting in a recliner, appearing unresponsive with visible injuries.
This has shattered our family in ways that are just hard for me to even put into words.
Shelley Ginling is John's niece and said Brian had mental health issues and was recently released from a treatment facility.
There was simply no excuse for taking his father's life.
Ginling says Brian was arrested dozens of times and served multiple prison sentences. She says that he threatened almost every one of their family members in the last 25 years.
There have been warning signs. Knowing that this was likelihood of happening, to see these fears become reality is just unfathomable.
John was a Vietnam veteran, and Ginling talked about how they'll remember him.
Always had a grin on his face. He was friends to everybody. He did not know a stranger.
Ginling expressed frustration over Brian's repeated releases in the past, but says she hopes he'll be in prison for good.
Anger, obviously, we have, and the sadness, but the hope that this reign of fear is over.
Last week, Brian was apprehended in Greene County and taken back to Marion County, where he now faces 4 felony charges. Brandon Sheff, 13 News.
Gidling told Brandon that while John is gone, she is finding comfort in the decades of cherished memories that she had with her uncle and also her aunt.
Well, tonight, police are trying to figure out who is responsible for 350 pounds of cocaine found in a semi. Officers made the discovery over the summer. Whiteland police released the picture you see here of the drugs worth an estimated $16 million earlier today. They found it after a truck driver gave them a call saying he noticed his trailer seal had been removed and replaced. He then opened the trailer when they got there and found 10 boxes that were not part of the original load. Police plan to have the drugs destroyed.
Tonight, a woman who accused Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett's former chief of staff and campaign manager of sexual assault is now alerting the mayor, the city county council, and also the Marion County Sheriff's Office of her intent to sue. It's all over this key moment. It went down at a city council meeting back in June. That's when deputies removed Lauren Roberts from the meeting after the council president said that she went past her 2 minutes while she was speaking. She then came back to the meeting to speak about a law firm's report following their investigation of how the mayor's administration handled those sexual harassment claims. Her attorneys shared the notice of a tort claim with us today. It states that she is seeking $50,000 to resolve the claims.
Alrighty, friends, if you look outside, we're preparing for a beautiful sunset because we saw the sun. Woo! I mean, that was kind of the underscore of today is all that sunshine. It really warmed things up for us.
It did. I watched you and Sean at noon, and you both seemed so happy
I
that
know.
the sun was out and it was warming up.
It's either that or all the cookies in the break room. I mean, we all have so much sugar in here right now.
I forgot about that part. Could be a combination. But yes, we did warm up. We did have some sunshine, and it is making for a really nice sunset. Temperatures right now still on the mild side. Most of us well into the 40s. 45 Indianapolis, 51 Greensburg is one of the warmer locations. We have 36 degrees in Connorsville, 45 Bainbridge, and 45 in Noblesville. Bunker Hill looks great at 44. A few clouds, yes, they'll continue to thicken up as we head through the evening hours because of the cloud cover. Temperatures really aren't going to move much this evening or overnight. Don't forget the umbrella tomorrow. You will definitely need it. But temperatures will be mild again in the upper 40s and low 50s on Thursday. But it's going to be soggy and windy most of the day. No issues this evening in terms of rain. We won't have rain at 11 o'clock, but early tomorrow morning, showers arrive. That's 8 a.m. Anytime after, say, mid to late morning, there will be some pockets of heavy rain, strong winds, some rumbles of thunder. This may have an impact on that Thursday evening drive simply because of the wet roads. And then we'll watch quickly the rain move out, colder air move in. That could lead to a flash freeze. More on that in the full forecast.
Thanks, Angela.
A panel of judges just made a major decision about vision loss lawsuits involving popular weight loss and diabetes drugs.
Our 13 Investigation reporter Sarah Putman joining us live in studio. She's been staying on this issue, and she first told us about this potential side effect just earlier this month.
And then that's when I reported that dozens of attorneys had filed vision loss lawsuits, and more are likely coming now that this panel of judges says that these cases can be consolidated into an MDL or multi-district litigation. So earlier this month, I introduced you to an Indiana woman who says she lost part of her eyesight after taking a GLP-1 drug that helps manage diabetes. Already, dozens of patients have sued Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, saying they too developed the same eye disease. They argue the companies failed to warn patients about the potential side effect. And on Monday, the U.S. Judicial Panel on Multi-District Litigation said the cases can now be consolidated, which will make the legal process more efficient. A consumer safety advocate for Drug Watch explains the cases will go before the same judge, and everyone will have access to the same set of facts and documents.
We see the MDL as being a really good thing for the plaintiffs that are already there, and then the plaintiffs that are likely to come forward in the future.
So the companies are also being sued over gastrointestinal or GI injuries. It's important to note the panel of judges said the vision loss claims will remain separate from those cases.